Hi, over the next few minutes, I am going to walk you through the process of how to create slots in the system. Slots in the system are basically um, reserving seats for individuals that sit within specific organization units. In order to create a slot, you first will navigate to Learning. Down to Tools. And you're going to use the Registration Assistant. Now, the Registration Assistant can be used for other functions such as withdrawing users from a registration or also registering users. We'll touch on those here in a minute, but let's focus on reserving slots. So we want to make the reserve slots selection. The next step is to find the scheduled offering. So if I don't know the ID, I just use this search. If I knew the ID, I would just type in the ID here. But in this case, let's go use the search. Now, in the search, just like many other areas in the system, there's all sorts of different attributes you can use to search on. I typically like to use domain, so in this case, we'll use the Singapore domain. And again, you can expand this and use many other fields. You could do it by capacity, depending on whatever the item may be that the scheduled offering is based on. So I'm just going to do it based on domain, which is going to give me all scheduled offerings that are created for Singapore. Now this is the one I want to use, 86001, working with client values. Once I select it, I click Next. Now, here is where you're actually creating the slot based on the organization ID. Again, if you don't know your organization ID, you can look it up using the search feature. In this case, organization ID for Singapore will be the unit ID, so 117, 118, etc. Again, I'll just show you the search feature, so I can use the organization ID description, organization type. I'll just show you really quick here. I'm going to use 117, search, and here's my organization for electronics and chemicals. So I select Next. I state the number of slots, so let's say I want 5 seats. I'm going to give them the registration status of enroll. So when someone takes a slot, they will automatically be enrolled in this registration. Oops, let me just do that again. I forgot to add it. So here we go. Before I click Next, I have to add this. So I can create within one process, I can do multiple slots, right? So if I wanted to do now a slot for 121, do another 5 seats, I click Add. So here I have now a total of 10 slots, 5 belonging to organization 117 and the other one belonging to 121. Click Next. I can leave some comments as to why I'm creating those slots. In this case, we'll breeze past that. I can add chargeback accounts. So as part of that organization unit, you can enter the cost center, and this can be used to then run a report to maybe send to your finance department so that there can be chargebacks for those individuals. And that's it. So at the end of this, I can say email confirmations to organizations. Again, organizations are the same as what you would call your units, and they have basically people that are in charge. When we create an organization, we associate an email address. And so whatever email address is being maintained, that would send a notification to that email address stating that these slots have been confirmed. So here is my success message. Everything has been completed. Now, to go look at the slots and how that looks at the scheduled offering, we can just jump into the Learning again. I just click Learning. I'm going to go find my scheduled offering. I think it was 86001, I believe. Yes, so here when I go into the scheduled offering, so now again, I'm looking at the scheduled offering. I have my enrolled is 0. I have a total of 30 seats. That was stated when I created the scheduled offering. And here are my 10 slots. So I can click on my slots and see if there was any, basically the same information that I just put in during the registration or the registration assistant. I can change that information here if I want, but in this case, I'm just going to go ahead and click cancel. Now, when I go to add somebody, again, this is from an administrator point of view. Users can go in and self-register if you allow them to, but in this case, I'm going to just assign someone from an administrator point of view. So again, I'm going to filter somebody based on my organization because I've added that as one of my search criteria is organization. Again, organization is the same attribute as the unit, and we maintain that on each user record. So let's go find who has organization of 117. So here are the list of all my people. So again, right, I can pick the slot ID 117. So this essentially would take up 4 seats of my 5 for the organization 117. So now you saw the numbers change here. There's 26 open seats, and there's only 6 open slots out of the 10 because I've just taken 4. Now, let's go and do it another way. So I just did that directly on the scheduled offering, but now if I want to go back and use my tool, again, the registration assistant, which will be very common for the training managers and coordinators to use, I can go register my users, right? So before I did reserve slots, but now I want to register my users. I click next. Again, I'm going to type in my scheduled offering ID. I can type in the user ID, or I can select add one or more from a list. I have the same options here to do my search. This time let's do 118. So it's going to go find everybody that has an organization 118 on their record. So again, I have 80 people that belong in this organization unit. So let's go ahead and add 5 people. So here's my 5 people. I click next. Again, I can leave comments. Now here it's saying, as part of this registration assistant, do you want to put them on a slot? So here we go. I didn't create a 118 slot. So let's go back and let's do 121 instead. So let's remove all of these. And let's select people from the 121 organization. So we go back in. And we type 121. Search. So I hear 54 people. Let's go ahead and add 5. We'll take the 5 slots for 121. Again, comments. And here I can select the 121 slots. Again, I could enter the chargeback if I had a specific one for that user record. Otherwise, it would use the domain chargeback ID, or cost center for that matter. And that's it. I click finish. Now, as part of this, I can send email confirmations to most people involved. So the participants themselves, which are the users, the instructors to let them know 5 more people have been registered, their managers, so each individual, I could send one to their managers, and then any other contacts as part of the scheduled offering. In this case, I don't want to send any notifications, so I'm just going to uncheck these. And that's it. So now let's go back to the scheduled offering, and I'm going to just go back another way this time. I'm going to go select my bookmarks or my recents, And here you see my recent, because I was already there before, so I'm going back to the scheduled offering, working with client values. And now you can see I only have one open slot, which is left for the 117 unit. And that's it. So these individuals are officially booked on this scheduled offering. And this was all done by using a combination of the slot feature as well as the registration assistant. So thank you.